Hi guys, welcome back to Respectfully Unsettled. Today we have the one and only content creator, the styled girl herself, Miss Angeline.
Hey girl, how are you?
Welcome, Angeline. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
No see.
Oh. Again, guys, I know this is like my classic thing to say, but we literally have a little bit of history here. I know we worked at the same place for a little bit.
We did indeed. The memories.
The memories of that place. I think the last thing I remember, I think I fully met you because you were like food running.
Yes.
And then the next time I think you took my shift.
Yes.
And you were like, I'm out. Peace out.
No, so I had a table. They were so mean to me. I tried to get 10,000 managers to go and talk to them. None of them would. I said, big ups, I'm out, quit mid-shift. I had a 10 top, left.
That's insane work.
I was like, I'm not doing this actually. I was like, wait, actually, I don't want to be disrespected for a living.
Right. Yeah. That's fair. That's really hard, especially in like the service industry.
So hard.
I mean, you just get treated the most craziest ways. We were literally talking about it today.
The most insane.
Crazy. Do you like your current job now? Like where you serve? I mean, serving.
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
Yeah, I do.
That's
like
cool.
It.
That's good. I feel like serving's not for everybody.
It's not for everyone.
It literally is a lot harder than I feel like most people play it out to be.
Yeah, might not be for me either. I'm a little bitey.
No.
I'm a little bitey.
She's a little nippy. That's so funny. I love that. Well, tell me a little bit about Miss Angeline. I want to know, what do you want our audience to know about you?
Okay, well, I'm 24. The question, what are you doing with my life? What are you doing with your life, I guess, is my least favorite question. Answer, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'll find out when you find out. We'll all be front row. I love poetry. I love walks. I love reading, writing. I'm like very much a literature girl, philosophy. So yeah, I just love artsy, fun stuff like that. So yeah,
I mean, there it
is.
is.
Fashion, of course.
Fashion, yes. A little bit of fashion. I know you were talking about an upcoming brand.
Yes.
Okay.
So basically, I was just out and about, and I don't even know what it was. My boss was like saying something, and I looked at him. I'm like, I'm the personality hire, aren't I? That's why I'm here. I'm the personality hire. I'm like, because I'm not smart right now. And then I was asked something else, and I just captioned it, "Life is the professional personality hire." And I was like, wait, this is cool. This is something. So do have a bit of stuff coming out. The brand is called Personality Hire. I feel like that is very much just who I am. I'm just always on a side quest, always doing something random. And so I thought, what if I named a brand after my namesake? My partner, Lizzie Linton, we're very much the same people, just always out trying to be as authentic as possible. I feel like in a place like Utah County, that can be hard, where you kind of feel this like pressure to look and be like everyone else. Yeah, but it's just like an outlet to be ourselves in like a fun, creative way, you know?
That's so cool.
Yeah.
That's so fun. What, like, you feel like Utah County kind of inspired you a little bit to create that brand, and like kind of what your interaction with your boss, like, do you feel like that was kind of the...
Yeah, I think, so I'm from Washington State.
Okay.
And I think we're just very like down to earth out there and just super chill. People don't really get dressed up. There's really not a ton of competition. Like, you kind of get like almost judged for being like not extra, but just inauthentic. So if someone can tell you're not being yourself, you get kind of judged for that.
Interesting.
And so moving to Utah, it was very interesting to see it's kind of the opposite. Like, you get praised for being inauthentic. And so I feel like this brand is kind of the pushback against the narrative of like you have to be what someone else's version of cool or beautiful or funny or fill in the blank, right? It's just the pushback against that narrative. It's like whoever you are is the coolest person to be, you know?
That's so cool. I love that. I love that you were able to like feel inspired from that. I had no idea you're from Washington.
I am from Washington.
So what part? Is it Seattle?
It's like Portland, Oregon. So it's like towards the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. When did you move to Utah? I think I missed that part.
No, 2022.
Okay, so recent.
4 years. 4 years, almost
Ish.
5 years, 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of recent,
Yeah.
a little bit. And how was that transition for you? Like, why Utah from Washington?
Yeah. Okay. So I actually, funny, my 5 years as a member is Tuesday. I don't know.
Oh my
Tuesday.
gosh.
So July 28th, my 5 years as a member is Tuesday. I kind of had decided, I was like, I need a big life change. Stuff with my family was rough. I was like, I need a big life change. I just need to get out. I need to be somewhere different. And so I had just decided I need to leave. And I was like, yeah, BYU, Idaho. And literally I was like, I'm going to move to BYU, Idaho. And then everyone I talked to that day was like, don't move to Idaho, move to Utah instead. And I was like, should I move to Utah?
Yeah.
And yeah, like I said, I had just gotten baptized. And so I was kind of trying to like find out what the next steps were. So I did ultimately end up, it was like December 2021. I signed a lease and I ended up moving like April 1st, 2022. So it was incredible. Quick move. It was an interesting adjustment for sure. I feel like I was very like, when I first moved, I was really happy to just be out. I do feel like over time you start to kind of like wake up from the dream of escaping and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is some crazy stuff. So there's definitely a lot of culture shock, culture change. Wow.
Yeah. That's so crazy. That's like you went from a very like damp, wet area to like a very dry area and like a totally different crowd. Like you were saying,
Totally different crowd.
Like the adjustment must have just felt crazy. Like you mentioned, it's like
It was insane.
So 5 years a member.
5 years a member.
Tell me about your story about joining the church.
Yeah, so it's not like the powerhouse story everyone wants it to be, I fear. I was taking lessons from the missionaries. I got kind of close to them. And I just kind of felt like I couldn't say no. Like, I don't really want to keep taking lessons. I don't want them to keep coming over. But I was really close to this certain set of missionaries. They stayed for a long time. So I kind of just let myself, like, keep taking lessons. And then one day I was like, okay, I just absolutely cannot do this anymore. So I was living in this place. This place was really sketch. It was a nice place, bad area.
Gotcha.
This place was super sketch. So I was like, I have to move. I have to go move somewhere else. And there was someone in the ward that was looking for someone to rent a bedroom in her house with her 2 daughters. So I met with her, we talked, and we decided I would move in with her. Stuff in my house was like actually getting insane at this point. Like I almost got kidnapped. Crazy. That's another side story.
What? Okay.
Almost got kidnapped, had to call the cops a couple of times. So I was just, we need a change.
Right.
I ended up moving in with her and her daughters, Lily and Ella. And because I moved, Lily, Ella, and Miranda were all converts as well. And Lily was not really feeling it. And Lily was just looking at me. She was like, I do not really believe this. And I was like, me either. I don't believe this either. It's like, I'm going to get baptized to prove that it's not true. And then I'm going to walk away and never go back again. And then it was interesting as I was getting ready to get baptized, I just felt like this spark of like hope in my chest. I was like, wait, this seems fun. This seems like where I'm meant to be. This seems like something I haven't felt before. And then when I got baptized, I came up out of the water and I was like, this is like joy. Like I've never felt joy like this in my entire life. So I need to discover where this came from. So I stayed, took my new member lessons, kept going, got confirmed. I got to help teach the gospel to amazing people out in Washington, got to attend 4 baptisms. So I was just like, we're in. And it was probably the eve before I moved to Utah. I was a caregiver for this family in Washington State. Obviously, sorry. This old lady, she's like 104 years old. She can't say anything at all. Except for Mormons are bad. I pull out my Book of Mormon. She's like, Mormons are bad. And I was like, valid, fair. Got it. But I just had this prompting. It's like, you need to finish this. So I started day 1, First Nephi 1, and then read all the way through, took the invitation at the end, and I was just left with this overwhelming feeling of like, you don't even need to pray. You know the answer. And so since then I've been locked in, for better or for worse.
That's so amazing. Like, I think that that's so cool to hear. Also, just so recently that you converted. Like, I feel like everyone I know have always been in it.
Yeah.
So, like, it's so cool to hear someone. Like, how old were you? And
I think it was like 20, 21. Like, yeah, right on the edge.
I feel like that's kind of such an age where everyone says no.
Yeah.
So, like, that's so cool that, like, you did that. And, like, that's just, I mean, your life has completely turned around since then.
Yeah. It's complete on its head for sure. Mm-hmm. On its head.
Yeah. And, like, do you feel like, I don't know how long you spent time as a member in Washington, but as a member in Utah, how has that experience been for you?
Being a member in Utah is the hardest thing I think I've ever done in my entire life. There is just honestly a lot of things that are very hard to deal with. I think as a member, you want to see the best in everyone, and so I try. I think it's fair for me to say I had a really hard life growing up. Mm-hmm. And so it's kind of hard to move here and have people's definition of hard be like so vastly different from what I was used to. But then it also felt like my experiences weren't as valid because everyone goes through hard things. Mm-hmm. So it was definitely a very different experience. It's different being a member back home. Mm-hmm. But I see the intent people have. I think people at the end of the day do just want to love God. But because of the emphasis on, a subtle emphasis on just fitting in, mm-hmm. when you lack authenticity, I feel like a real relationship with God is hard to have. Because if you're just worshiping God because everyone else worships God, or you're just doing something because everyone else is doing that, it's not authentic to who you are, you know? And so it was weird to be surrounded by people who say they're worshiping God, but then there's a lack of authenticity to who they are at their core.
That makes a lot of sense. I feel like that's something that, like, that's kind of, I feel like that's what a lot of people feel like when they're here. Like, you know, that's, you know, you hear a lot of stories. You just hear a lot of things. And especially with members where, you know, you feel like, I mean, in my experience, like moving here too, like I just felt like people preach so much about like, you know, being godly and also like, you know, feeling like love thy neighbor kind of thing. And then they turn around again and stab you in the back kind of thing. That's just like, to me, and then it's just weird. Like I've definitely felt that experience. And so I would say it's very different moving from like Tennessee and then here. Yeah. And feeling like the members and how they run things there, and then members can hear how they run things. Yeah. It's very different. But I will say, like, there's a lot of positivity to it as well. Yeah. And so, I mean, I've seen some of your posts, like you are at a lot of like church events and things. Like, I know we mentioned church like influencer events and stuff. Like, how has that been with you starting to get into that?
It's been really good. It's been really rewarding. I feel like God just works things out the way they're supposed to. Mm-hmm. And a lot of the ones that I've been to have been just perfectly well timed. When we went to the church's humanitarian center, I feel like, again, a question I get asked a lot is like, so you're Black and you're a member. And I never really had an answer for it. But after being at the humanitarian center and just really seeing what they do, it just hit me that it's important to maybe like issue a verbal apology sometimes. Mm-hmm. But for me, like, and my mom used to say this all the time. She would say, I don't care about the words you say. I don't need the physical apology if you're not going to change. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes we get so caught up on like the physical words, mm-hmm. but people lie all the time. People say things they don't mean all the time. So I think it's more important to show with your actions that you're changing. Mm-hmm. And this is one of those things I think the church will just have to weather the storm and keep doing good and keep including marginalized communities and keep really sticking to the principles they are. Yeah. But I feel like we're in the middle of the change. And mm-hmm. so it's hard for people to see what's actually changing. And I understand that. Like, this is no hate or no shade to anyone who has stepped away for those reasons. Mm-hmm. I get it. I understand. But I feel like the influencer events and just being able to see the effort the church is making to truly bring everyone unto Christ mm-hmm. has been a blessing. So
that's awesome. I'm active right now, but I definitely like, I agree with that as well. Like when growing up, they didn't really have like a lot of inclusivity like of things. And I remember when they did one event, it was like, I want to say it was like the celebration with like Alex Boyer, Gladys Knight. I don't know if you ever watched that. It was the Bonner family. It was amazing. It actually made me cry so bad because it was the first time I saw the church do something that included like Black history and things. And I absolutely love that. And I do see that there's like a shift.
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that you like brought that up, because that's something that I feel like some people aren't wanting to recognize, that there is a shift happening. Even though I'm not in it anymore, I do see it. So
yeah, makes sense though.
But yeah, no, I definitely, I know I follow you on your TikToks and everything. And girl, you got some things, and you got styles. I mean, I love that you're so bold and honest. I feel like that's what you just do, the uncomfortable, and like,
and trust me, I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah. You don't, I mean, I don't sense that you are.
Thank you.
So like, I mean, what just makes you feel like, yes, like I am bold enough and wanting and confident enough to do this?
Honestly, I think that people I think the word confidence is used too lightly. I think very few people are actually confident. I suffer from like debilitating OCD. So I would not say I'm a confident person at all. I overthink everything, every interaction, every social thing. I just think I have a lot of audacity. I think I'm just like, regardless of what I feel, regardless of what is happening, I'm just gonna post it. Like there's so many videos that I post, I won't even watch back because of how embarrassed I am that I posted it. And these are videos that do well, and I'm like, I can't watch this back because I'll watch it back and I'll be like, oh my gosh, like a booger flew out of my nose when I said that, and I'm like, I can't delete that. It already has 50,000 views. Like I can't delete that. Like everyone saw that. And so the more time you spend just like posting whatever and like fielding backlash, it's just like, whatever, like it gets to me, it hurts, it's whatever. But I think showing up in a world as yourself every day is the best thing you can do to honor God, to honor the people around you, and to just, I don't know, it's just life. It's just not that serious. I'm going to die one day.
Yeah.
I'm going to die. Like, I just didn't post a video because some random person didn't like it, or you know what I mean? Someone laughed at me, or, you know?
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of my next question, is like, even though you say you post it, you won't look back at it. But like when you do see the hate and like you do see the comments that might be not great, like how do you yourself like get yourself to like continue like to, because you know sometimes that might stump people, you know, like you were saying. How do you help yourself feel like, okay, like I'm just going to continue this, and this is what I tell myself?
I think there's a few things. I think something I've always held on to is that there was this girl, her name's Bunny. I love her so much. I have permission to tell the story. There's this girl, her name is Bunny. I met her a few years ago. We used to all hang out, maybe like 2022, 2023. I met her a few years ago, and she was just the brightest light. She was so nice. She was so fun, beautiful inside and out, like just perfect. And I brought her into this friend group, and it was so bad. She just got like so hated on. Like the girls were just so mean to her. There was so much drama. I got caught in it. Like I was saying things I didn't mean because she just made us insecure. She was just everything you wanted to be, and no one wanted to admit that. And so they started picking apart her flaws and making her trying to make her feel less than. And she just like, she looked at me, she was like, and this was like right before like all hell broke loose. She's like, Ange, like you are a beautiful person. Like you are stunning. Like you are going to have people try and tear that down. And so it's interesting to watch this beautiful girl say these things to me, and I like didn't believe her. And then 4 weeks later, the exact same thing she was like warning me about, like I was doing to her. And so I think I took that so personally. I was like, never again will I stoop to that level of insecurity and to the level of just like, I can't even see someone else as a human because of how I feel about myself. And so I decided that day I was going to just build myself up no matter how long it took. And it took 3 or 4 years. And I say this because I just know what it feels like. I know what it feels like to sit on a screen and to stare at someone that either you don't think is worthy of something because of something they do, or, you know, you're looking for any flaw to confirm how you feel about yourself because you're so miserable. I get it. I understand it. And so I can't sit here and act like I'm better than someone hating, you know? And it is, especially in Utah, where you're just like, people here are just like subhumanly beautiful. That's not the word, like inhumanly beautiful. Like they are just like beautiful in a way that like you have to pay for. It's just so hard to not feel insecure. And so it hurts. I get it, but I get it, you know? So I just can't fault someone for feeling a way that I felt and for doing something. Like I would never leave a hate comment because at the end of the day, like I don't want anyone to feel how I feel, but I understand what leads people to wanting someone else to feel the way they feel.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. I feel like not a lot of people have that like outlook. And so, I mean, that's something that, I mean, that's not an easy thing. And I mean, I think that's great that you have that perspective on it, because not a lot of people do, literally. Like, and so, I mean, I know that you're like on your way building your content creation, content. I guess I can't talk today, guys. So sorry. And so with everything, like, what is your end goal with that? Like, I know there's a lot.
Honestly, I just want to be myself. I think we were talking about this earlier. I try not to like link like these jeans from here and this thing from here, or I tag brands I want to work with, but I try not to tag like, I got this from here, go get it. Like, obviously sometimes I work with people, but I work with people and things that I believe in, you know? I don't want to influence people in terms of consumption. I don't want to be that person that people watch to buy what I'm wearing or to get what I have. I want to be the person that people watch because I make them feel like they can be more themselves, or I make them feel welcome, or I make them feel seen. I don't need to influence someone to be me. I want to influence people to be themselves. So I think ultimately, like, if this thing becomes bigger than what it is, I would love to just be a space where people feel seen to just be who they are, you know? And if I have to make myself look dumb and that helps someone else know that they can just be whoever they need, then whatever, so be it. Again, I'm going to die one day, like on a cloud somewhere, you know? Like the amount of people who have just come up to me and been like, I love your videos, they make me feel like this, or that have DM'd me and been like, I went to the church for the first time because of something you posted, it made me think about it again. Like, that is worth way more than a link to a t-shirt. Like, I don't care if you're wearing what I'm wearing. I want you to like yourself because you saw someone who had the audacity to like themselves. You know what I mean? No,
I think that that's great because, like, instead of being so focused on, like, the brands and the t-shirts and the things of that such, like, you're inspiring people.
I want to.
I think, I mean, you just saying that, like, you're inspiring people to go to church. Like, girl.
I'm sorry. I mean,
if
you guys went there and slept, I'm sorry.
I think that's amazing. You're using your platform for good. Like, and not to say like brands or anything or t-shirts and stuff aren't good, but like you're inspiring people.
I want to try. Good. I want people to. I feel like there was a little black girl inside of me for the longest time that just knew nothing, no style, no drip, just crazy hair, as you know, the hair debacles online, as the haters like to tell me all the time. There was just a girl in me who had no way, no voice, nothing, and my page is my voice now. So it's like, who cares if you don't like what I'm saying? Just don't tune in.
Yeah,
you know, let's just keep it a buck over here, be honest, and if you like what you see, stay, and if you don't, then
I mean, that's fair. I mean, each and every one of our pages are our own individual, like, I feel like that's like our room.
Yeah.
Like our personal room.
Yeah.
So, like, I absolutely, I get that. With a lot of, like, the online speculation, I know you recently had, like, a really hard situation happen on TikTok and things. Like, if things blew up, like, you said you woke up one morning and your phone just blew up. Like, how did you grasp that? Like, what did you do to hone that in? I won't go into detail because I don't want to, like, cause anything, but I mean, how did you, like, what was that experience for you?
It was really humiliating. I was very humiliated. I felt exposed and raw and vulnerable. But again, OCD, it was really good exposure therapy. Last semester was one of the hardest semesters of my entire life, which I always say that, and then somehow we up the ante. But it was just I think I spent so much time resisting. And I think that happening to me was the first time in my life I just stopped resisting. I think I kind of looked back and was like, okay, actually, like, this thing happened to me 2 years ago. This actually, like, I finally started processing the ways in which a lot of stuff had hurt me and really started just, like, I stopped resisting and started really leaning into who I was. Like, I truly lowest low, like, probably, and I already was on the downhill descent anyway. A lot of stuff had happened where I was just, like, not really comfortable with life. But seriously, I just got to, like, an all new low, bottom of the barrel. And I'd never been more depressed in my life. That same kind of week, it was like that week or like the week after, I was physically so ill. Like, I had some weird kind of virus that lasted for like 4 days. I couldn't eat anything. Like, I had to work, I had to do school, but I just couldn't. And then my OCD was really bad being on campus because obviously, like, all the Charlie Kirk stuff happened. And then just also, like, just dealing with everything. It, like, literally was just, like, one breakdown after another. And so shout out to the person who did that, because they changed my life for the freaking better. Like, I actually am so grateful that happened, because I was like, something needs to change. And God really, he doesn't fix the past, but he makes everything right. And so he really did some work on me that I needed. I think I needed to get humbled, and yeah, and it helped, and it worked, and we are here. Like, made me a better person. I say what I mean. I mean what I say. I try not to overpromise and underdeliver. It's just very much like, if I can do it, I can. If I can't, I won't. Gonna shoot straight. Not gonna hang out with people anymore I don't want to. I'm just going to live in my own world. And yeah, I don't know. It was a blessing. It was freaking hard, but it was a blessing. I needed it.
That's, like, the fact that you see it as a blessing. Better than me, girl. No. Honestly, better than me, because
no, I was angry though. Yeah. I got sent all those videos, and I literally was like, I looked at my guy friend and I go, I'm angry. I was like, I'm angry. And he goes, Ange, like, you are gonna deal with this in exactly the way you need to. And I was like, I don't know. He's like, no, you will. You're gonna be fine. And I was like, okay, we're gonna be fine. We're gonna do it.
Wow. So that's, like, that's brutal. So I applaud you for going through that. And just, like, I mean, I'm sure you, like, experienced what a lot of, like, probably other celebrities, people experience. You probably had your own celebrity moment, girl.
Oh,
like,
my. I was like, it's giving fans. It's giving that's ruin someone for no reason.
But that's so crazy. But, I mean, I'm glad that you got through that and, like, were able to see it as a blessing. And you mentioned were you on campus when the Charlie Kirk thing happened?
No, I was not. I just had some stuff happen back in my high school with just, like, threats and stuff. And so One time it happened was like right before COVID, and like it just scared me really bad. And my parents hadn't, like everyone else's parents came and got them, and my parents just kind of left me there. And so when it came to just like the Charlie Kirk stuff, like I was just getting calls all day from friends like, are you okay, are you okay, are you okay? And then obviously like no one wants to go to a campus where someone was just, you know, like shot. And then just there was a bunch of people in the whatever all the time, and it was like, it's kind of morbid to walk through the, I don't even, like, I'm gonna call it the pavilion. It's kind of morbid to walk through the pavilion, but the way UVU works is that unless you want to walk the whole campus, the fastest way is through the pavilion. And so I was like, unfortunately, I'm just gonna have, so you just keep your head down, try to ignore all the spectators. But that was also around the time I started blowing up for like fashion videos and then posting on campus. And so it was just a lot of like everyone all at once. It was just like, oh, I recognize you from this, like, and so when that video got posted like a month later, a month-ish later, I don't really know the timeline anymore, honestly, horrible memory. Like all of the comments were like, is this Angeline from UVU? She goes to my school. And so now when I was on campus, there was that added extra layer. I'm like, oh, did you see me like cursing out my roommate? I'm like, do you know me from my fashion videos on campus, or do you know me from cussing out my roommate? You know? So it just got to my head a little.
Dang, that's hard. I think that was a crazy time. Like that was crazy. And
back
like,
to back to back.
That's like, yeah, there was a lot that happened around then too, and just like that whole situation just spooked so many people. And like, I mean, we were supposed to go that day to go like check it out and everything, and we ended up not. But like that just like hit the nation. Oh my goodness, I don't know what that was. Sorry guys. But tell me a little bit about your fashion videos. Like, what got you to be Ange from UVU fashion videos?
Oh my gosh. Well, honestly, I was bored one day. I was wearing a cute outfit, and I had a fresh wig. I had just curled my hair. I had thrifted a cute fit. So I was like, let's just shoot a little video. And something that's funny is actually the first time I uploaded that video got like no hits at all. So it was like 30, it had been up for 30 minutes and it didn't get as many likes as I wanted. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try again. So I just deleted, re-uploaded, and then I checked. It was like, wow, this is getting, you know. So I just started posting those, and then I kept posting. Like, I kept posting videos in front of the temple, videos in between class periods, headed to the temple, like general conference, just all of these things. And it just started getting more traction to the point where I just felt like my page was like, literally all the time people would be like, oh my gosh, I see your stuff all the time. And then, of course, you get a few like random videos, like of me at my friend's gala. That video got an insane amount of views. Barstool reposted. They posted it on their page. Yeah, you have just a bunch of fun brands that I've always looked up to in my comments. And so I got the collab with Kate Spade because of the fashion videos. So it's just been very fulfilling. I did say like there's videos I scroll past, but I did a deep dive of my TikTok because I just wanted to see. My TikTok is who I was, you know, who I was, who I'm becoming, and did a deep dive of my page. And I was like, I really did feel more like myself no matter what was happening last semester. Like, it was interesting how more like me I felt in the midst of hard things than like this semester, which has been hard, but like hard in different ways, you know?
Yeah. And
so fashion was always the way that I just got to like express myself and to just be me. So it's been fun and it's been very rewarding. That's through like posting videos like that. I got like some modeling collabs, which was fun. I've gotten more into modeling. I've gotten to, it's just really opened a lot of avenues for me.
Yeah.
So it's been really fun.
And she works too. We were taking the pictures. Literally, please, because like she's looking at me and I was like, I can't, because she's giving me those model eyes, Guys, it's a real thing. No, literally. I honestly think you're killing it.
Thank you.
You're killing
That's
it. And
so sweet.
like Kate Spade, how was that? Were you just like mind blown?
Over the moon, mind blown. I
Mm-hmm.
literally thought the email was, I thought it was spam.
Mm-hmm.
I responded, I literally showed it to my friend. I go, I'm going to respond, but
Mm-hmm.
this is spam. And then they were like, put in your address. I'm like, I'm going to get hacked. Someone's going to come rob me. Nope. 9 business days later, my favorite Kate Spade bag delivered in the mail.
Insane.
Margot, shout out Margot.
Insane. That's so cool. Like,
yeah, no, blessed.
what has been like your favorite collab? Was it just Kate Spade or?
I'm gonna have to say Kate Spade.
Okay.
I mean, obviously, shout out Church of Jesus Christ Latter-day Saints. Love y'all too.
Mm-hmm.
They're tied.
Mm-hmm.
They're tied.
Okay. That's so cool. Have you met anybody in the church? I'm trying to remember, and I'm so sorry, but I can't remember like any of like the prophets or who's like
The apostles.
Mm-hmm. Have you met any of them?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
We were at Music of the Spoken Word. Uchtdorf was right there. Oaks was right there. They were really, for good reason, they were really blocked off, but I'd like to think he knew I was waving, like Uchtdorf.
That's so cool. I would think you would have
Big fan.
like access to be able to meet them doing like your events.
Honestly, like, it's more about what the church is doing. That's what I think is really cool, again, about these things the church does, is it's not like they're not trying to like meet and greet. They're just trying to like genuinely show you what different aspects of the church are and get you involved and to get other people who follow you involved. And I think that's really fun, like just to like help people see how much good it's doing. So
That's
I like
so
that
cool.
you don't show up and it's just like, here's an apostle meet and greet. You know what I mean? I think that's really cool.
That's so cool. Yeah. I think that like I think that's one thing I did like I loved about like being a part of the church was just like being all of that, like the message that they put across for people to like share and like have in their hearts. And I think that's so important. My dad has like those old like I'm a Mormon commercials.
I'm dead.
My dad has one of those, and like he like spreading his message. It's just like I just love it. I think the vibes are great and fun, and so like that's super cool. Like I just think that's amazing. I'm gonna shift gears a little bit real quick. But your family. Tell me a little bit about your family.
Sorry, Mom. I was born in Haiti. I
didn't know that.
I did do that. I was born there. I didn't really have control over that one. I was born in Haiti. I was adopted. I had a brother. He did not make it over. He, fortunately, honestly, he gets to hang out with Jesus Christ, so I think it's kind of cool. But he did die young. I came over. I lived with his family in Seattle for like a year and a half. Then I ended up with the family I'm at now, and it just honestly wasn't the greatest fit. I think they had a lot of stuff going on from the past, and it was really hard for them to let go of what had happened to them in order to really be the parents that I needed. I think being a parent is a hard thing, so I don't necessarily blame them or have any, which is like a recent thing, you know. I don't necessarily blame them anymore. I don't think I feel any hard feelings, but I have just decided I'm going to do better than that, because I think people deserve better, and I think I deserve better. I think it's a lot of wear and tear on a soul to be that miserable, you know? It's kind of like the same thing I was talking about with my friend Bunny and just whatever. It's like, it's really hard to be miserable all the time. It's really hard to carry just pain and sadness all the time. And something I think I'm so grateful for my parents for accidentally teaching me is that, like, I was just talking to God a lot this last week, and he just reminded me, like, you have choices. You can make choices. And I see the ways in which other people making poor choices can negatively impact a family, right? And so now I just get to turn around and do, I don't even think better is the word, because I know I'm going to mess up. I know I'm going to do things that suck. I just think I can be different, you know? I think I'm excited for that.
So cool. That's like, I honestly love your outlook on a lot of things. Like it's very empowering, like just to stand where you're at and like learn these lessons, especially like, I don't know, you're not supposed to have it all figured out at like 24, but you're very like knowledgeable about like what you got going for you. And like, I appreciate that when people actually take a deep dive into themselves and find that. I just feel like you're kind of untouchable at that point in a way.
I love
not
that.
Completely, but you are untouchable. That. Yeah.
No, I think it's so funny. Whenever I post, I'm like, I just don't want it to be too churchy. I don't want to get stuck in a church niche. But I would really, I think talking about Jesus Christ as much as possible is just the best thing to do. So I'll do it. I think Jesus Christ had to be a very confident person. I think he had to have a lot of audacity. I think he had to have a lot of inner strength and inner fortitude to confidently say, I am going to do this thing that no one has ever done. And no one is going to tell me it's not going to happen. And so I'm like, I can find that. I can learn that. I can grow that. I will never have to repent. I mean, I'll never have to atone for someone's sin, but I can find that level of like internal strength and internal fortitude. There's this quote from Jane Austen's movie Persuasion that I was just watching. I love that movie. And he basically is just having this conversation with someone, and he says something along the lines of like, the weakest mind is someone that can be persuaded away from their own conviction.
Wow.
And I just have always just had that like, okay, yes, like if I need to have a strong mind and I need to not be persuaded away from the things that I believe in and the things that I hold dear. And yeah, I feel like my family did a great job, again, accidentally, of teaching me that. It's very important to just be okay being who you are. Yeah, especially just like with race and everything like that in Utah, it's just very important to just be who you are, you know?
Stand on 10 toes.
10 toes down.
10 toes down.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, yeah, that's very true. I definitely, I would agree with that. I think that's like, it's not easy. It's definitely not easy. And so, what do you feel like you've learned the most about yourself from, you know, the 5-year period that you've grown?
Ooh. I think we get told to not be bad people too much. And I don't think that means you should run around doing every horrible thing ever in terms of like, okay, like whatever. But I think there is this balance of not focusing so much on the good and the bad and then just like living. And I feel like self-acceptance is truly like, there is nothing more powerful. Like I was telling you last semester, like I just got to a low, and this semester I feel like the low had like a rock bottom, had a rockier bottom. I was like, what is going on? And I just saw myself be someone I didn't like. I saw myself doing stuff I didn't like, saying things. I was like, this is not me. I'm positive. I'm optimistic. Whatever. I'm like, I don't know what's happening. And I was at that point and I was just having a conversation with God. And he was like, do you like what you see? I was like, no. He's like, okay, but can you accept it? I was like, honestly, like, yeah, I can. Like, I can accept it because I can't change it. Because I can't go back and I can't, you know, I made the decision I made. I just have to stick with it and keep being myself and keep allowing myself the space to show up and the space to be who I need. And so self-acceptance is the most powerful tool and the most powerful key when you stop denying that you can do bad and you stop forcing yourself to be someone you never were, and you just honor the person that you are, that you were. That's when you become who you're going to be, you know? You just have to see yourself, all of yourself, everything, the stuff you hate, so you can accurately know yourself, and also the stuff you love as well. Because I do think a lot of times we stay stuck in the like, I don't like my but I don't like how I said this thing at this event. I don't like how I did this. Like, we get so stuck on like self-loathing too, and we think we have to like because we can't accurately see the things that we are good at, we can't. It's like a weird balance, if that makes sense.
Right.
Like, we can't really participate in both and be objective. And so, yeah, self-acceptance and not focusing too much on good or bad, just being, you know?
Yeah. I mean, also, you can't grow in doing that. Like, you can't grow as a person with that. It's just, it makes you stuck. And it makes you, back to what you were saying, like, miserable.
Yep.
So, I mean, yeah, I think that's a big, important lesson. Who do you feel like inspires you today? Especially with just how you carry yourself and like your content, like who is like that person inspires me?
I think, I mean, I have been blessed to have very strong-willed and women with incredible backbones in my life. Morgan Kennedy has been incredible. I've had a conversation with her. Rachel Johnson, incredible. Like, love her so much. She's had some good conversations. Tiffany Hong has been incredible when I've needed her as well. Just stay up with me and talk with me and just like work stuff out. So I've been really blessed by them. But I also think baby me, she just deserves so much, and she deserves a voice, and she deserves space and to feel loved and to be loved by me. And so I have to keep doing it for me, you know? I have to I don't think it's like I'm inspiring myself, but I think I'm just letting myself out and giving that girl who didn't have a voice a way to show up and to be heard and to be seen, but also like to grow. Yeah. So she's not just a kid anymore, you know?
Yeah. That's awesome. I ask like all my guests this. We're going to do it. But do you feel like you're settled or unsettled?
I'm gonna have to say unsettled. I think that's good though. I think the unknown is where God shows up. I think the wilderness is where God shows up.
That's so true.
I think if you're settled, like, you're not looking for anything else. I think it's good to not know, and it's good to let that knowledge be added unto you, you know? Like, I'm unsettled, but it's good, you know? It's stressful. It's insane at times. It's sometimes a little bit delusional, but it's God, I think.
Yeah, that's so cool. I think that that's so true. Like, you know, I've said it different with depending on like, you know, the situation, but I feel like it's so interesting because everyone has different answers based off their experiences in life. And so like, you know, I think that someone said something important. I can't remember who it was, and I'm so sorry. But they said, in order to get settled, you have to feel unsettled. Yeah. So, I mean, I just think that's such a valid thing. And so I think that makes sense. So, what is something that you feel like girls that can relate and resonate with you, what is the advice that you can give them that maybe our audience or anybody that you feel like might connect with you?
I would say that you are going to die one day. I keep
that is yes.
I keep saying that, but the real honest truth is you are going to die one day, and it really is not that deep. And that does not mean be blasé. That does not mean be careless, but it does just mean like if you're taking too much time to think about it, get out of your head. Do it. Stop being nonchalant. Stop just like, it's cool to care. Just allow yourself to be whatever you need to be in any certain moment. And if that person maybe isn't someone you had wanted to show up as, then change it the next day. But tomorrow is the only thing that's not decided, you know? Like the next step, the next minute, whatever. Like I always tell people this, like, I'm like, God's so crazy, he invented time machines. They're like, no, he did. I'm like, yeah, well, he gave us bodies, and our bodies carry us into the future, right? We just, our bodies are these little time machines, and at every step of the way, you are determining your fate and determining your future because you have complete and total control over that. So just, I think it's just so freeing. You're like, I'm going to die one day. Like, am I doing what I want to be doing? Am I settling? Am I actually like living the life I want to be living? Am I helping the people I should be helping? Am I living a life worth living? You know? Because if you wake up dead tomorrow, like, what is your maker gonna say? Or whatever you believe in, wherever is next for you, like, what is it? Like, are you going to feel like you did what you needed to do? You know? And if you don't feel like that, don't panic, don't freak out. One small change, you know?
Yeah.
Just do the uncomfortable and remember you're gonna die. And that is what makes life worth living.
That's
It's
very valid.
As an end, you know?
Yeah. I think we have too much. I think a lot of us think we have too much time, and we need to value time.
There's haste and urgency for sure.
I agree. Well, Angeline, thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming.
Thanks for letting me just talk your ear off.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone comes on here and they say they yap too much, but that's the whole point. Like, literally, that's why we're here. So, I mean, I appreciate you coming and sharing your story and just like unfolding for everyone. And I really hope that you know, your story is able to connect with those out there. And I applaud you for standing on 10 toes, because standing on 10 toes is not easy.
You got to.
In this world. I'll be so real, but honestly, I mean, as long as you do it and you do it with grace, that's all that's important. So we thank you guys for listening, and we hope you can continue. Again, we're grateful for Angeline.